You hear that say
Carey.
hey, I thought the guy's having a heart
cow.
attack or something on that. He used to really shout that say hey on a home run, right?
Right, exactly right.
What kind of hot dogs did they have there? I don't remember. Were they Vienna?
I would like to think they were Vienna because I don't think of it in Chicago. If you're not thinking, if it's not a Vienna hot dog, it's not really a hot dog. You know.
Speaking of hot dogs,
Yeah.
your wife has a marvelous.
Everybody
marvelous
listen to this. Listen
restaurant
carefully.
in Burbank on Verdugo and Hollywood Way, and it's called Taste Chicago.
Right.
Has the best Italian beef sandwich and sausage and pizza. It's a great, great hangout.
When the White Sox were in the
only
World
for people
Series,
that
you
love-
could not even get
love good
near that place,
Oh, yeah.
ladies and gentlemen.
Oh,
when
yeah.
those
Well, if
Sox
this
were
were
in
near a
the
ballpark,
I
forget it.
drove by there.
Well, actually, when the Bears were in the Super Bowl, I had to rent a tent, and we tented the parking lot. We had about 300 people show up for that. Unfortunately, the game didn't pan out as we'd hoped, but it was a great event. And my wife's a greid cook, and she'd always wanted to open a restaurant, a Chicago-themed restaurant. So it was like, let's do it. And so
That was always a little stand right there. When you come to Southern California, if you live here, it's where you mentioned Hollywood Way and Verdugo.
Right.
And it's got the greatest hot dogs, and I'm kind of everybody's a hot dog nut, but you have like the Chicago style, there's the
Chicago
Polish
dog,
one, and then
we do the Maxwell Street, which is from
What's the
Chicago.
Maxwell Street?
Well, that's basically get it grilled or not, but it's the way it was on the real Maxwell Street was a grilled Polish sausage with grilled onions. And Maxwell Street was kind of like the flea market in Chicago when we grew up.
Is that still there?
No, there's a version of it, but it's not like it was. In fact, they moved it to a different location. But the original Maxwell Street's gone. But it was this great flea market. You'd go on Saturday mornings and handle with the.
You'd what?
You'd handle, you'd handle with the guys to try to get a deal.
That's from your people, Michael Hart.
Yeah.
Pushed all the Polish people out. It's just
okay.
Italians in Chicago.
Yeah.
And the
I
few
remember-
Czechs that were there, we're gone. We're out.
My wife's Czech from Chicago.
Yek so much. I'm coming to see her.
Hasatel, right? The newspaper.
Does she bake at Christmas time around your house?
Kolach and
Kolachkis?
Yeah, sure.
Oh my God, my new best friend.
Strudel.
Hoskas?
Schwitzkova, Hoska.
How about you like the pork, and the sauerkraut?
Absolutely, the duck with the thing. Absolutely, her grandmother used to make the fish brain soup.
Oh yeah, I don't go that far. Okay, let the grandmas do it.
Hardcore Czechoslovakia.
That's hardcore.
No, my wife's last name has no vowels in it.
Well,
It's
is she
like,
from Cicero?
She was Berwyn.
So
Berwyn.
Is that a big
Berwyn was the
population
Czech
in
area.
Czechoslovakia?
Well, but Cicero Berwyn, you either look like me or you look like my wife. In other words, you look very Italian or you look Czechoslovakian, Lithuanian, Bohemian, Polish.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Does she dance the polka?
She may have in her.
Now you're
in the
confusing
past.
me. Czechoslovakia. Polka is Polish.
Beer. No, the whole Polish is a hop. They go crazy. The Czechs
Bring
are
out the
a little more
barrels,
serious.
the barrels
Yeah, a little
of-
more serious, right? The Czechs always look a
exactly.
little more serious, and they're really, that's why she's got a successful restaurant. She probably works
She's got
her
that
rear
Czech
off on
work
that.
ethic.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Yeah, you got it.
Good people.
Good people.
So, yeah,
Definitely.
and we get along. The Czechs get along wonderfully with Italians. I've worked with Italians in this
Hey,
business
you don't
everywhere.
Have to, I had
That's
a
it.
Polish aunt that raised me, and believe me, my mother let me get away with murder. She used to box my ears in. I'd go down a drain pipe. She'd be waiting outside and splatter me.
Really?
Oh man, I
you
was
doing going down
I
a
was
drain
a real
pipe?
Dennis the Menace. Oh boy.
Oh, so this is good now. So now I'm going to be eating there like every day for these hot dogs. And she actually serves a Polish dog. She probably throws a little Czech
In
stuff
fact,
in there.
I'll tell you what. There is a Czech twist on one of the sandwiches.
Please tell us about
and it's
it.
called we make the Italian beef sandwich, which, as Larry knows, is very.
Yes.
This is the reason we opened a restaurant, because that's the signature Italian sandwich. But my wife named one of the versions in the restaurant called the Laddie, because her father's name was Ladislav, right?
Ladislav, Czech name.
Czech name. But he always went by the name Laddie. And Laddie, my father-in-law, used to like his Italian beef with mayonnaise on it, which is a very Czech thing to
Right,
do, because
yeah.
they would put mayonnaise on French fries. He used to mix it in pork and beans. And I remember when you first do it, I would think, Italian beef with mayonnaise? I don't know, But I tried it once, and it's like one of those things like, oh, my God, this is
great.
a whole other ballgame.
Good.
So we have it on the menu, and so that's my tip of the hat
I
to
have
the
a
Czechs.
confession.
Oh, here we go.
My wife Nancy makes meatballs, and I make meatball sandwiches with mayonnaise.
There you go.
See, you're Czech. I knew
There
that.
you
I like
go.
something
There's a
about
Little
you.
something in me, yeah.
There's a little Czech in you. Nancy, is that true? Is that Larry?
Yes, check to Larry.
Check to Larry. Cherry, pick up the check.
Check.
When you take the check to dinner, it's
I
only
want
going
to
to be
talk
picked up.
before I forget. The Simpsons. That's a big thing for you.
Well, I've been doing it 20 years. This is my
Wow.
20th year playing Fat Tony on The Simpsons, which is when I first did it 20 years ago. I was like a one-shot deal. I just thought, okay, this will be cute. I like the script. It'll be a fun character. But little did I know that they kind of like the character. The fans seem to, want to hear more of Fat Tony or see more of him. So next thing I know, I've been doing it for 20 years. My longest running character is Fat Tony. Yeah.
Now, how do you mix that with everything else? I mean, you got these 2 TV shows.
It's not so much of because I do maybe 3 episodes a season, and it's just basically I go in and record it, so I can knock it off in like less than an hour. So it's that's the great thing about voiceover work or working on animation. Like I'm actually in Cars 2 right now as well. It's just open, yeah.
Great.
I'm one of the bad guys, one of the bad cars, and I do it with another Chicago guy. In fact,
Larry
you'll
the
know
Cable
this,
Guy.
Larry.
No, I'm just kidding.
No, it was Walter Jacobson's son. You remember Walter Jacobson from CBS? He used to do the news, wore the suspenders all the time.
Yeah, I can picture him.
Yeah, well, his son Peter is an actor, and he plays the other. I play Gremlin. He plays the Pacer. These poor cars, they get such a bad rep.
That's neat.
So we're like the 2 villains in the Cars movie.
I tell you, we're all going for Czech food at the end of the show today. I'm telling you. Svíčková, that's good. Orkorki.
Well, where are you going to find a real Czech restaurant?
There's not one, but there's a close one that we do our wine dinners at. The guy makes a great pork, and he's got the sauerkraut with it. It's right near your restaurant.
Really?
It's right there in Burbank. It's called the Bistro Provence.
Great.
And I go in there and I'm a Czech and I sit down there and I go, I'm going to order the salmon. I'm going to get I'm going to get this pork.
You gotta go
with the pork.
Yeah, you gotta go for the pork.
I'm taking you.
I have no idea what you guys are talking about, but it sounds good to me.
We'll be back on CRN.
Are you struggling with too much credit card debt, sky-high interest rates, late fees, over-limit fees? Having trouble just making the monthly minimums? We can help. We're Credit Card Relief. We've helped thousands of people become debt-free in months instead of years, all while saving thousands of dollars and without risking your family home. No, this isn't bankruptcy. It isn't one of those credit counseling deals or a high-interest consolidation loan. We're Credit Card Relief. We've been helping people just like you for nearly a decade. We're an attorney-driven program with an outstanding record of performance and client satisfaction. If you're serious about getting out of debt, call Credit Card Relief right now. Don't wait for the collection calls to start. The consultation is free, and the relief is real.
Call Credit Card Relief at 866-994-4646. That's 866-994-4646. Call now, 866-994-4646.
Could switching to Geico really save you 15% or more on car insurance? Can you find anything on the internet? Well, I'm sure you can, but don't take my word for it. Just ask this talking dog who can only say, I love you. Roll the clip. One more time, talking dog.
For a free rate quote, visit geico.com to see how much you could save. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
This is Dandy Don, the ice cream man, and I'm talking to you today about pints of ice cream. I know you can get pints anywhere you go, but can you get Dandy Don pints in your hometown? Yes, you can. How do I do that? Call us, 800-DANDY-DON. What we do is we'll ship you 6 pints of ice cream for $27. That includes the pints and the handling. The shipping is by FedEx, so it's $27 plus FedEx charges, a very good rate, by the way. Call us, and you can pick your flavors. We have lots of award-winning flavors just to start with, of course, like strawberries and brown sugar, cappuccino crunch, vanilla bean, pistachio. And when I say pistachio, I'm talking about the real deal, white pistachio. Banana cream ice cream made with real bananas. 6 of them for $27 plus the FedEx shipping. That's what you want to do. You want to call 800-DANDY-DON and get some of this wonderful ice cream. Or you can do it on the internet, www.dandydons.com.
Located just 30 minutes from Los Angeles, Malibu Wine's Tasting Room invites you to taste from a selection of award-winning wines harvested and produced from local estate vineyards. Nestled high above the